Admin 2, that is the YouTube link. Admin 1, that is the YouTube link. వచ్చిందా?
వచ్చింది సార్, అంటే కాపీ చేసేసుకున్నాను డైరెక్ట్ ఇక్కడి నుంచి.
మీరు ఇంకా అందరూ అడ్మిట్ చేసేయండి.
ఓకే సార్.
టైమరే కదా కనబడుతుంది?
అవును సార్. సార్ సౌండ్ పోయింది సార్. సార్ సౌండ్ వెంట ఆఫ్, సౌండ్ రావట్లా.
నా వాయిస్ వినబడుతుందమ్మా?
వాయిస్ వినబడుతుంది సార్.
బట్ ఇట్స్ ఓకే, కంటిన్యూ. అడ్మిట్ చేసేయండి.
ఓకే.
అడ్మిట్ చేయొచ్చా సార్?
అడ్మిట్, నా వాయిస్ వినబడుతుంది కదా?
వినపడుతుంది.
ఓకే. Hello everyone, I Bhuvan. Hello everyone, I Bhuvan. Hope you're able to hear me. Perfect, great. Let us start the session. Today, Jeevana is unable to join us, so he is busy with some other meeting. So let us start off the session today. And we have a lot to cover today, actually. And yesterday was a very interactive session, and hope today also will be such interactive session. Hi, Bhuvan. Welcome to Ramayana Yatra online training program. Myself, Bala Sankaratri, the author of My Name is Ravana, the Sri Lanka's or Ravana's perspective of Ramayana. And this program is in association with Sri Lanka Tourism Promotional Bureau, so Sri Lanka. So we're getting into day 6. So we are closing today. We'll try to wind up the main story completely. And tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we'll be more concentrating on the tourism point of view completely. So day 6 we are getting into. Let us see what we're going to cover on day 6. So let us review once again what happened on the day 1, day 2, day 3. We had the class intro, guidelines of the classroom. We have the very purpose of the sessions. We got to know the classifications of tourism, heritage, religion, education, all these kinds of tourism. And then we got to know the difference between the general tourist and Ramayana tourist. So we got the introduction of Ramayana, more than 500 chapters, and more than 24,000 verses. And then we have dived into Ramayana. We finished Balakanda, Ayodhya Kanda in detail to make you understand why Rama and Sita Lakshmana ended up in the forest. And then we saw the teaser of Ravana. We'll try to see it once again today. Introduction of Ravana is done. Birth of Ravana, we have looked into how he has become the king of Lanka. We have seen what he has as a person, how great he is, and as both as a person, as a king, we have seen. And Ravana's contribution to the world, we have seen. And then we have heard about Kumbhakarna and about also scientific way of looking at he sleeping for such long times is also been discussed. On day 4 and day 5, we have seen Ravana identifying Rama and Sita, the pain what he has gone through, and then we have seen how he is supposed to do the duties. He knows what is happening in the behind, and how he has tuned Vibhishana successfully. We have seen, and then we have discussed about Sita Kotua, Ashok Vanam, Sita Eli and Hagala Gardens together, and then we have gone into Ram Ravana Yuddha. We also have how tactfully the situations were handled, and Ravana's tunnels and Ravana's falls, Ravana's airports, Usangodas, etc. The many places we have seen. Ramboda, Ravana Boda we have discussed, Istripura we have discussed, Gurudapota, all this stuff. So all the local legends also can be discussed, Varyapola, all this stuff. Just an example I'm giving you a few. And we have seen the Ramasetu also. I've shared you the certain videos of Ramasetu as well. So let us get into day 6. Today I will try to read few parts from my book as well. So I will try to read substantial amount of lines from my book for you guys. So now Kumbhakarna has come. And Kumbhakarna has woke up and he has come. By the time he has reached Ravana, there is Mahodara, one of the ministers of Ravana, discussing what is the next plan of action. So as he is discussing what is the next plan of action, Mahodara starts murmuring. Then immediately Ravana gets stop murmuring, say what is it, what you want to say, tell it openly. So Kumbhakarna was also there. Then Mahodara starts saying, sir, we'll try to defeat Rama, we'll try to kill Rama. If in case that doesn't work, let us once again try to mimic Sita, or to give a false impression that Rama is dead. We'll try to come with the wounded bodies, and we'll see the war has gone very strategically, and finally Ram was dead. Like this, we'll try to create an illusion to Sita, so Sita will accept you. After, if Rama is dead, Sita will have no other choice, so Sita will accept you, and will try to give a lot of jewels and etc. to Sita. That's what Mahodara suggests. to Ravana in front of Kumbhakarna, for which Kumbhakarna gets very angry on Mahodara and and asks him to get away from there, and he scolds him for giving all these kind of silly reasons. So Ravana and Kumbhakarna will then have a private conversation. So they will understand what is going to happen. They know what is going to happen already. So, but still, as they have come onto the earth, they have to do their duties. They have to fight till the last time, and then they have to leave their bodies to reach the eternal, as to finish their role as Jaya and Vijaya during the second life as Ravana and Kumbhakarna. So the first life was Hiranyakasapa and Hiranyaksha. The second life is Ravana and Kumbhakarna, and the third life is Sisupala and Dantavaksha. So these are the three lives they have come into, and all the three times Mahavishnu will come for that. So let us get into. So it is very simple. When the Ravana has come, when Kumbhakarna was getting into the battlefield, all the Vanaras were so scared of him, seeing that, and they seeing at his structure and seeing at his magnificence itself, the Vanara army has started turning back and running away. So they went almost to the bridge again. So they're almost going back. So now that it was then Vibhishana will suggest a small trick to be played to Sugriva, and says to convey that to all the Vanaras that Kumbhakarna is not a human, it is a robot. They used as Mara Manishi. It means a robot. It's not a living being, it's a robot. Just try to give that intention, let us give an intimation to all the Vanaras, so that they will assume that Kumbhakarna is not a human. If they start knowing him as a human, and it will be a huge body, then they are very scared of seeing that him as a structure itself. So they tried to tell all the rest of the Vanaras that Kumbhakarna is a machine or a robot, and then and that's how they come back, and Vanaras assume that they are fighting with a machine, and the fight goes on. And finally, Rama kills Kumbhakarna, and Kumbhakarna as Vijaya keeps going to the heaven. And the more interesting parts will be coming now. Now comes the Indrajit. I want to read certain things from my book here. Indrajit will be coming. Indrajit will come in the invisible way in the sky. He is not visible in the sky. And he starts throwing arrows, continuously arrows. People were unable to see where Indrajit was. And I'll start reading it. And My Name is Ravana is a book written in a passion in such a way that Ravana is telling you the story. That's how I wrote the book. So now I'm talking, it sounds like Ravana is telling you the story. So it will be in his angle. So this is how the discussion goes on. And I'm telling you, let me say you before I start reading, in general, in most of the film things or in the YouTube channels and things, it is only shows that Sanjeevani mountain, the Sanjeevani mountain was brought by Hanuma only once, like when it was to treat Lakshmana. That is what it normally we see in the movies. But in Valmiki Ramayanam, it is very clearly mentioned that Sanjeevani mountain was brought twice. Sanjeevani mountain was brought twice. When he brought it for the first time, I will be reading out the chapter. First time when he brought it, he has not brought it for Lakshmana. He has brought it for these Vanaras, the soldiers of Rama. So for Vanaras, he has brought it for the first time. And it is very clearly mentioned in Valmiki Ramayana that this mountain is kept back in the original status when he has brought it for the first time. Okay, but when he has brought it for the second time, also he brings it. When the second time he brings it, that was the time when he brings it for Lakshmana. And there is no clear evidence that in Valmiki Ramayanam that Lakshmana has put it back to the original state. But there it comes your local legends, because Valmiki Ramayanam has a disconnection there. So first time he has put it back in the original status. But the second time in Valmiki Ramayana, it was not mentioned it was put back in the original status. But you in the local legends have that you have put it in different places in your things. And we have found some linguistical connections to those also, and we'll be coming to that part. I'm starting to read certain text from my book. and this story is narrated by Ravana. When there's so much of war, I mean, so many arrows are coming in, so many people are dying. Okay, so when they are dying, so Rama and Lakshmana falls into defense. So now they understand. See, Indrajit is so aggressive. Indrajit is so aggressive that we cannot stop him at this point in time. We cannot even see him. So he's so aggressive, and we are losing a huge amount of people of ours. So as a war strategy, it is equally important not only to offend the opponent. It is also important to defend our people. It is also important to safeguard our own soldiers. This is what Rama and Lakshmana feels. Especially Rama suggests to Lakshmana, and then they try to play a defense mechanism. So because Indrajit's target is Rama and Lakshmana, so they behave as if they are fainted. They try to give an illusion to Indrajit as if they have fell down and they have fainted, so that Indrajit will cool down for a while and go back. This is the trick, what a defense mechanism, what Rama and Lakshmana plays. You need to understand how intense was Indrajit's fight. So here it goes. As decided between themselves, Rama and Lakshmana fell down. The trick worked, and Indrajit turned back to his palace, which means Indrajit went back, seeing that Rama and Lakshmana fell down. The whole battleground was laid with bodies, Vanaras, bears, and other animals who had supported Rama. It was hard to see the soil. Night was cast. Vibhishana and Hanuma are walking through the bodies with lanterns, sorting out the one who were hurt and alive from those who were fatally injured and dead. Can you imagine how much damage Indrajit caused in 5 hours by the number of bodies laying packed down in the soil? Try and guess. It was estimated to be around 670 million casualties. In other words, it would be more than 32 times of the entire population of Sri Lanka today. So much of casualties happened, which means also you need to understand so much of army has come into Sri Lanka. Indrajit's battle was that furious, and hence Rama and Lakshmana had to use a plot of defense. As they walked, helping and checking bodies, Vibhishana and Hanuma kept shouting, "Is anybody alive? Is anybody there?" Often their calls were meant by silence or groan. After searching for some time, Vibhishana found the old Jatayu, the king of bear, alive and conscious. Vibhishana asked anxiously, "Are you okay?" Jambavanta replied with a very weak tone, "I am fine. Don't worry about anything else. Check if Hanuma is safe." Vibhishana was surprised. "Why are you asking particularly about Hanuma?" he asked. "You don't even ask Rama and Lakshmana." To which Jambavanta replied, "If Hanuma is alive and all were dead, including Rama and Lakshmana, it is okay. Hanuma single-handedly can make the impossible possible and bring them back to life." Vibhishana was surprised. Jambavanta continued, "Even if everyone is alive, yet Hanuma is dead, then winning the battle becomes tough." While Jambavanta was saying this about Hanuma, Hanuman himself went on bending knees, joining his hands with great respect, and asked Jambavanta, "Kindly guide me on what should be done now." To which Jambavanta said, "My son, you are born with great powers and strength. Had you not flew over the sea and identified Sita, today this attempt to fight over good may not even have been possible. You have to perform a great job now. Listen carefully. Hope you remember Susena spoke to hope you remember Susena spoke about Visalyakarani, Ruta Sanjeevini, Savarnakarani, and Sudhanakarani as medicinal plants on Aushadhi Parvat or Mount. Actual word of Sanjeevani Mount is actually Aushadhi Parvat. Sanjeevani is only a herb name. Because of its popularity, we start calling it Sanjeevani Mount or Sanjeevani Parvat. In Himalayas, when Ram and Lakshman were hurt by the Nagastram few days back when Indrajit hurt. Do you remember we all saw Garuda helping Rama and Lakshmana before we implemented Susena's idea? We have to implement that now for our soldiers, and that is the only hope. I will give you directions to how to reach the said Aushadhi Mount. You, with your great powers, should go and quickly get those herbs and plants here. Remember, every living being, even after the heart stopped beating, can be brought back to life if treated properly within the stipulated time, or rather stipulated short time. However, for such treatment, there is very limited time, and hence you should be very quick and fast. Fly to the northern direction from here till you reach the snow mountains of Himalayas. Keep flying on those mountain ranges until you come to two mountains of great height. Those are Rishabha and Kailasha mountains. You need to take the path between those two to reach Sarva Aushadhi Parvat. That is the actual name, Sarva Aushadhi Parvat. You can easily identify this mount as this keep glowing in the night due to the nature of few life-giving herbs on it. This is how Jambavanta tries to narrate the story, tries to narrate the to identify Sanjeevani mountain in the Himalayas, and immediately after he listening to this, Hanuma will immediately fly and start getting the Sanjeevani mountain. So this is what the discussion happened between Jambavanta, Hanuma, and Vibhishana, and then the turn comes of Hanuma going and getting the Sanjeevani boutique, and then he comes with Aushadhi Parvat. All the people, all the soldiers who have gone in wounds and pains and who have been in fatal situation will get treated immediately. And Susena is the doctor among the group. Remember, Susena is the doctor among the group to treat the wounded. So Susena was the first idea, and then Jambavanta reminds about it, and Hanuma goes and brings it for the first time. And after the curing is done, Hanuma is considered to put it back in its original status. So this is not the time when the Sanjeevani mountain is broken to pieces and put in Sri Lanka. The next time when he brings it for Lakshmana, it was then which is being put. We'll be discussing about that as well. And as they're all again back, and it is very surprising and it is very irritating to Indrajit that he did so much of battle yesterday, and the next day morning everyone is back. So Indrajit is so irritated, and now again Ravana sends Indrajit, go and finish it, do the job. And this is how Ravana explains. I'm reading again from the book. I sent Indrajit again. He went out to the battle again, repeating his rituals of homam. Indrajit has the habit of doing a homam before going to the war. A small homam or a prayer, he does it and he goes all the time. So he has the ritual of homam and killing a black goat. Indrajit turned invisible, but instead, instead of attacking any and everyone, he only targeted Rama and Lakshmana this time, making it difficult for the brothers to fight the invisible. Lakshmana lost the patience and shouted with anger that he would use the Brahmastra. Rama quickly stopped Lakshmana and said, Lakshmana, it is only Indrajit fighting now. No other soldier is fighting. If you use the Brahmastra along with Indrajit, those who are not fighting with us will also die. Remember the first rule of our education. Weapons should be used for defense or countering or killing the one who is fighting with us, or not those who are not. Withdraw your thought of using Brahmastra now. You may use it when it is appropriate. In the meanwhile, Indrajit was cooking up a wicked plan. Now Indrajit will come with a fake Sita. Indrajit will come with a fake Sita. He will bring a fake Sita there, and then he will try to kill fake Sita in front of everybody, giving an intention that Sita is dead there now. There is no use of you doing war. This is the attempt which is going to happen. In the meanwhile, Indrajit was cooking up a wicked plan. He decided to use Sita to dupe Rama as his army, and his army. He created an illusion of Sita and placed it in his chariot. Then he rode the chariot to the war front, right in front of Vanaras. Seeing Indrajit visible, the Vanaras surrounded the chariot. Hanuma assumed her to be the real Sita and shouted at Indrajit to fight like a warrior, and hurting Sita was unethical. While Hanuma was shouting, Indrajit took Sita by the hair and pulled her down and chopped her head off. It's a fake Sita, remember. Seeing Sita dead, Hanuma was shocked and he went back for a while. So Hanuma was shocked and he went blank for a while. Quick on his feet, Indrajit disappeared. So he killed Sita and Indrajit disappeared. Hanuma went running to Ram and said that Indrajit killed Sita right in front of his eyes. Hanuma went running to Ram and said that Indrajit killed Sita right in front of his eyes. Rama collapsed. Lakshmana started crying and took his brother into his laps. Sugriva, Jambavanta, and all others were disappointed and stood not knowing what to do next. Seeing the crowd around, Vibhishana comes and asks, why are you all so dull and depressed? What happened to Ram? What is all this? Lakshmana explains the situation. Listening to Lakshmana, Vibhishana shouted, no chance. Indrajit cannot even touch Sita. It is Vibhishana telling, no chance. Indrajit cannot even touch Sita. Now you'll know the greatness of Ravana here. Indrajit cannot even touch Sita. I know my brother Ravana a lot more than any other. I know my brother Ravana a lot more than any other. Except during the time of abduction, Ravana did not touch Sita. He did not allow any men in his absence to enter Asokvanam, where Sita was captivated. Indrajit cannot even see Sita. If he touches Sita, if he touches Sita, remember this very well. Vibhishana telling to Rama about Indrajit. If he touches Sita, it will not be you or me, Rama. It will be Ravana who will be killing Indrajit first. Don't worry. It was all Indrajit's trick. I know him from his childhood. Forget about what Hanuma had seen. Remember, even we created an illusion of dying. So why don't Indrajit resort to an illusion like that? Remember, all of you, this is Lanka that has the most advanced war technologies, and all you see need not be true. On listening to Vibhishana's word, Rama hugged him tight. His tears and sorrows turned to tears of love and happiness. Vibhishana continued saying, but it is time for us to be very careful. Vibhishana continued saying, but it is time for us to be very careful. Indrajit might have done this to buy some time from your all. Maybe Indrajit did this to buy some time. He had a special boon from Brahma. He had a special boon from Brahma to overcome such difficult wars and situations. A special and auspicious homam to be performed at Nikumbala Chautyam, a special homam to be performed at Nikumbana Chautyam before any war felt difficult. On successful completion of the said ritual, victory is assured to him. We should not allow him to complete that homam. We should not allow the homam to complete. Rama, you take rest and send Lakshmana with me. This is Vibhishana telling. Rama, you take rest and send Lakshmana with me. I am sure your brother will be able to handle Indrajit. Do not worry. Rama felt happy listening to Vibhishana and sent Lakshmana with his troops with him. This is what Vibhishana is saying. So they know if Indrajit completes the said homam, they know if Indrajit completes the said homam, it is not possible for them to kill Indrajit anymore. So, which means that they are going to be defeated easily by Indrajit himself. Forget about going up to Ravana. Indrajit is more powerful. So it is always Vibhishana who is helping him from time to time. So, and then Nikumini Chautyam scene I've told you. So we need to abstract it, and then Lakshmana and Hanuma goes, and they finally with the tricks, and there is a lot of description on how the war happened, what way they made Indrajit get up from the while he's doing homam, and what tricks Vibhishana played to make the homam disturb, and how he got up from the homam, how Indrajit got disturbed, and how he came out to the war, what happened, and what all is being done, how quickly, in spite of his chariot being destroyed, how quickly he went, exchanged to a new chariot and came and started fighting. And finally, Lakshmana managed to kill Indrajit after a great war. And the details of the war, pin to pin, was explained in the book. And you can see that. The point is, Indrajit leaves his body at this point in time. And this place where the Nikumbini Chautyam homam was done by Indrajit is the place of Gayatri temple in Norelia. So before telling about taking the tourists to Gayatri temple, you need to describe while you are in the Gayatri temple at Norelia, you should tell this story to all the tourists. This is the story of Gayatri temple in Norelia. I think in the Gayatri temple also there is a poster put about describing a short description about this Indrajit story was also mentioned there. You can go see that. So now Ravana is alone. So Kumbhakarna is over. Most of the because in the book there I've mentioned a lot of other great warriors of Sri Lanka. So Atikaya, Mahakaya, there's so many people. So those all you can refer to the book. And now all these are over, and the rest is Ravana. We need to get into the field. So Ravana has to go. So Ravana, before going the next day, before going to the war, he wants to be well prepared. So he wants a peace of mind. He wants a complete peace of mind. He starts doing prayers and penance for that night completely in worship of Lord Shiva, and he does this Shiva Tandava Stotram once again. The one what he has written is cited only, one what he has written itself. Shiva Tandava Stotram is once again chanted by Ravana. As he was chanting, he feels himself more and more boosted, and he is now considered to be the very powerful warrior, and he's boosted, and he's almost about to get into the war, and then he gets some news. What is the news he is going to get? I'm going to read it for you. He finished. Now he read Shiva Tandava Stotram in detail. Shiva Tandava Stotram and what does it exactly mean is also given in the book, but I will not go to all those things. And now He is ready. He did his prayers in the night. He's ready. He's boosted. He's now ready to show the furiousness, and Ravana is about to go to his final battle. So, and now what happens? The Ravana is saying like this. Meanwhile, I got the news from my men that on seeing the greatest bloodshed, and with the fear of seeing my death, my mom too worshipped to the same Shiva and left her body permanently to reach eternity, which means her mother is not willing to see Ravana dying, so she left her body and went for the eternity. This added yet another important task of completing her final rituals in proper way. Now, before going to the war, Ravana is also having the responsibility of conducting the final rituals to his mother. For me to finish the rituals in the greatest respect to my mother, who gave birth to me as in this holy land as Ravana, I need the waters of 7 different rivers. So he needs the waters of 7 different rivers to finish his holy rituals to his mother. I need the waters of 7 different rivers. The difficulty here is that all the rivers around have waters mixed with flesh and blood, rendering them useless for this ritual. As the war has broken, we see a lot of things happening, a lot of people are dying. So all the rivers are filled with blood and flesh. So those waters are considered not to be useful at that point in time for the rituals. So now what to do? I then use my holy powers to make 7 special wells that sprinkled out waters equivalent to the holy waters, sprinkled out. I then used my holy powers to have 7 special wells that sprinkled out waters equivalent to the waters of the holy rivers. These waters are hot to date. And here we are talking about the Tirukonamalai 7 hot springs of Ravana, Kenya hot springs. So when you take the tourists to Trincomalee, make sure you also travel to this place. And the DMCs, please remember, showing only Tirukonamalai temple or Trincomalee temple is not sufficient. You have to make sure that you take them to the 7 springs also. Taking the tourist all the way to Trincomalee and not adding this hot springs of Ravana is not the right itinerary. You need to cover that as well. So I'll be discussing more about that on how to make the itinerary going forward. And then, hold on, please. Yes, this is what you need to explain to the tourist when you take them to Trincomalee. And Trincomalee, I want to say the temple has 2 importance. The Trincomalee temple has 2 importance. So one is the Shiva temple. At the end of this session, I'll be telling that the Trincomalee temple is also having the Shakti Peetam. I've seen many DMCs mentioning Shakti Peetam as a separate sightseeing and Trincomalee temple as a separate sightseeing. Please do not do that. Both are same. We all know that both are same, but when you mention it as 2 different elements, tourist will assume that he is going to 2 different places. And when you take them to only one place and say this is what both the places are, there is a chance of tourists being offended. So in the itinerary itself, you mention that it is one place having both the importance. Don't mention in the itinerary as 2 different places. So these are the picture from Kenya hot wells, Ravana hot wells. And then comes the Lakshmana part. So let me read out. The Ravana comes the next day. And here the story goes. I started fighting with my loving enemy. Rama was releasing many arrows and missiles onto me, and I was countering all of them. Likewise, all my missiles were countered by Rama. It was like thunders and lightning in the sky. None of the arrows are reaching the other side. All of them were countered in the middle itself. While our fight was in progress, the Vanaras killed my horses, and Lakshmana shot my bow and the flag. I got down for the chariot and started fighting sorry, 1 minute, please. Let me go back. I got down from the chariot and started fighting with Lakshmana. As I combated Lakshmana, I realized that he was as great a warrior as Rama. I had to notch up the power of the missiles one after the other. Lakshmana was able to successfully counter all of them. It was quite a long time, and the sun was about to set down. I was fed up of fighting with Lakshmana, as my target was his brother. I took out the powerful arrow, something Lakshmana was not expecting me to use. That is it. My arrow shot out and plunged into Lakshmana's chest. He collapsed. This is what happened. And seeing his brother dying, Rama turned furious and started raising and releasing arrows at lightning speed. Neither me nor anyone there is able to see Rama's hands. His hands were moving so fast that we sensed only the arrows coming out of Rama. It became difficult for me to counter all of them. Rama was so furious, thought I was ready to die. I was not ready to give it so quickly. Thought I was ready to die. I was not ready to give in so quickly. Countering Rama's arrows for some time, and I eventually turned back to my palace. The sun was down, and great silence announced. In Rama's camp, Lakshmana was dying. Then Susena from Rama's team observed Lakshmana's pulse and eyes, turned towards Rama and said, Rama, Lakshmana has lost consciousness, but getting him back to life is tough, as he was hurt grievously. We need Mrita Sanjeevani plant from the Aushadhi Parvat immediately, which means he's saying to bring back that mountain once again. That is the only hope, but we do not have much time to apply. Like before, we do not have much time. It has to be here before the sunrise. Listening to Susena, Hanuman quickly flew into the air and reached Aushadhi Parvat in Himalayas. Once again, he found it difficult to identify the required plant, and so he again uprooted the mount and flew back to Lanka with it. Time is running short. Lakshmana was becoming colder and colder. His body was starting to turn blue. As Hanuman found it difficult to place the mountain down, Susena flew up and took the medicine he wanted and brought Lakshmana out of the danger. Rama hugged Lakshmana and said, "You are almost dead. It was Hanuman and Susena who brought you back to life. How would I have lived with myself if I lost you?" Lakshmana replied, "Brother, forget all of that. See there, the sun is about to rise. It is time for the war to continue. Stop thinking all of that. Concentrate on Ravana. Victory is ours, and we need to show the power to Ravana. We need Sita to be freed immediately." The sun rose up, and Hanuman did not have much time to return the mountain back to the original place. As he couldn't place it anywhere, he broke the mountain into pieces and dropped each piece of it carefully wherever possible without hurting any living thing on the island. Now you guys know to tell or narrate about the Sanjeevani boutique places in and around Sri Lanka. I'll be talking about one place in the coming sessions. Hope I'm not boring you. Am I? Great. Yeah, now the Rumasala. Now let us see the link. I'm talking about one. The rest of the things we'll be discussing again when I come down there. About Rumasala, the link between Rumasala and the name. We all know that Rumasala is a combination of Ruma plus Sala. Okay, and the meaning of Sala is a rock or a big rock. We all know that. Ruma plus Sara or Ruma plus Masala. So which means a big rock. We all know that. So Sala has a meaning in the local derivation, Sinhala. But what does Ruma mean? What does Ruma mean? Now let me put it like this. If there is something new which is coming to the island, not only island, anywhere in the world, even in India, in USA or any parts of the world, even today, we have this, when something new has come, a new airport has come in the down south of Sri Lanka, which we named with our leader or someone related to our leader. We named it as Rajapaksa International Airport. Likewise, in India, they named it as Indira Gandhi International Airport, Shivaji International Airport, or we keep it as Mahatma Gandhi Road, or Queen Elizabeth Road, whatever. We name it along with our leaders or admired people. That's how we normally do. This Rumasala was not a native of Lanka. It was brought by Vanaras from somewhere else and put it here. It was brought from somewhere else and they have placed it here. So there is a possibility, there is definitely a possibility that Vanaras have brought it. Hanuman is a Vanara, Vanaras has brought it. So they wanted to name it against their queen's name. You remember, Sugriva's wife name is Ruma. Sugriva's wife, the leader of all these Vanara Sena is Sugriva, and Sugriva's wife, the queen of Vanaras, was Ruma. So that could be the name derived as Rumasala. This is one example, and then we are going forward. And then I'm concluding today's program almost. And then Rama and Ravana, after all these days, only now when Ravana has come, the fight is considered to happen for 7 nights and 7 days continuously. Normally, there is a rule that after the sunset, the war should be stopped, and it has to start only the next day. And here it happened that Rama and Ravana started fighting, and all the others stopped fighting and only seeing these two magnificent people fighting each other. They're only seeing these two people fighting. They're not seeing what the rest are all not fighting at all. Both from Vanara's team and from the Ravana's team. They stopped fighting and they're only seeing these two people fighting. The fight between Rama and Ravana was so glorious that it is narrated that the entire world wants to watch that war. The war itself is so beautiful, that's why, and so glorious. That's how Valmiki explains. And in the process, Indra, because Rama doesn't have the chariot. Rama doesn't have the chariot. He doesn't have all the missiles required, whatever he's carrying only. Then Indra comes forward because Indra was defeated by Meghanada, by Indrajit. So that's why Indra wants to help Rama. So Indra comes and gives his chariot and weapons to Rama, and then and prays. Indra also prays to Kartikeya, please support Rama and not Ravana. So Kartikeya is considered to be the leader of the battalions of gods. So Kartikeya also prays to Indra also prays to Kartikeya to support Rama and not Ravana. And he gives his weapons, he gives his chariot, everything to Rama to support. And the war happened for 7 nights and 7 days, non-stop, without sleep. Each one of them are only fighting. All of them are shocked. No one is fighting, only these two people are fighting. And the war went for 7 days and 7 nights. This is what says. And the place where Indra, one of the legends, where Indra prayed to Kartikeya, this is what, and finally everybody, all the people have started, and finally Ravana passes away. And here I want to tell you one thing. In the movie scenes again, you see in Vibhishana helping Ravana many number of times. You see Vibhishana helping Rama many number of times. But showing all these episodes, how I've told you now, I've only told few. There are so many. If you read the book, there are so many things. So it is very difficult to tell that it was Vibhishana who was there to help all the time, telling the secrets of Lanka, telling the secrets of Ravana. So, and that is the reason why Rama won over Ravana. So it is very difficult to narrate every incident to make a commercial movie or a commercial drama, because it is very difficult. It is very huge amounts involved to make every episode that gloriously. In a simple way, what they did when they're making the skit, instead of showing all the episodes that Vibhishana helped when Indrajit brought Sita, all this stuff, instead of showing all those, they just told Ravana told Vibhishana told the secret of Ravana that if he is chopped at his nabi, at the belly button, or if he's hit at the belly button, Ravana will die. That is a made up story at the later stage to avoid so many scenes when I'm putting it into actual drama. But in the actual Valmiki Ramayana, this hitting at the nabi, that is the belly button part of Ravana, is not there in Valmiki Ramayana at all. So instead of showing it so many episodes about Vibhishana, so they just try to show it in one point. Some poet has made it in one point that the secret of Ravana dying is hitting at the belly button, and that is nabi, and then close him off. That is the made up story at the later points by the later poets. In actual, that is to show how Vibhishana was so very helpful to Rama. So the place where Indra worshipped Kartikeya is considered to be the Katragama, and Katramangama has other local legends also. This is one of the legends in relation to Ramayana. So when you are taking people to Katragama, please tell the narration of this part without fail. You can tell the other narratives also, whatever is there available. Make sure you tell the Ramayana narrative for sure when you are taking to Katragama. So here the guide, whoever is taking, please, I've seen many guides or chauffeur come guides who park the vehicle outside because there is a lot to walk on the sand to reach the main temple room of Katragama. So, normally chauffeur or guide who parks the vehicle outside and asks the tourist to go inside, take the darshan and come back. Please don't do that. Park the vehicle, make the tourist wait till you park the vehicle. Go along with the tourist. When you are traveling with the tourist inside, give this narration to the tourist. Make them involved in the discussion, and then finish the darshan and come out. So you have to give the narration along for every place. You be along with the tourist, give the narration, and start telling about the places. When you are travel along with them inside, tell them the story and bring them down. So if you only stay inside and ask the tourist go on back, that will not be a proper experience for the tourist. So mission accomplished. Here there is a small thing. It's very interesting, and you guys should say to the tourist. So we're coming to the last part of Sita's Agni Pariksha. So we're coming to Divrampula scene. So we are coming to the last part. I'll again read a small part from my book. Now remember, Ravana is dead and his soul is going back to heaven. His soul is going back to heaven. So, and when he's going back as Jaya, what is he feeling? Let us see this. Jaya is telling this. My mission accomplished. I departed joyfully as Jaya. I am on my way to heaven. Vibhishana wept. Vibhishana was crying that his brother is lost. Vibhishana wept. He was my brother, and yet he fought for what was right. And yet, despite winning, he was dull. He won the war, but he is very, very dull. Rama said to Vibhishana, winning or losing is neither in our hands. What is in our hands is to stand for what we believe as justice, goodness, and truth. What they believed as justice, they have stood for. What Ravana believed as justice, as Jaya, he knows that he'll be getting the bad name, but still he stood for the justice, and that's why he's still alive in our hearts. We need to leave the rest to the ultimate. Your brother Ravana, this is Rama telling, your brother Ravana was not a normal man. He is on his way to heaven. He battled fearlessly. He battled fearlessly. He died like a warrior, and he deserves a great send-off. With what he said, with that, he sent him to perform rituals of my dead body. That is, Ravana is saying, with that, he sent him to perform rituals of my dead body. Later, Rama, through Lakshmana, made Vibhishana the king of Lanka. So what Ravana expected, he tuned Vibhishana to be the next king, and he achieved it. As Jaya, I'm happy. I joyfully made my way to heaven. On the way, I watched Sri Devi and Sri Hari in the Vaikuntham making a great play in Lanka. On the way back to my heaven, I watched Sri Devi and Sri Hari in the Vaikuntham the world. Remember this very carefully. In the name of proving or showing Sita's sanctity, her sanctity to the world, even after being for almost a year in my land, in my custody, that is in the custody of bag, Sita does an Agni Pariksha to prove herself clean. Sita does Agni Pariksha to prove herself clean. Now, dwell on this from the perspective and on my behalf, that is on the Jaya's behalf. If Sita Devi's Agni Pariksha proves her purity, doesn't it also prove my loyalty towards her? Ravana saying it. If Sita has come up that she is very pure, which also means that Ravana as Jaya is loyal to Sita. So with that, and then the last point, this is Ravana Yanam. Yanam means journey of Ravana in Ramayanam. Rama Yanam. Yanam means journey. Ramayana means journey of Rama. And remember that Ravana's story got concluded here. Mission accomplished. So this is all happened. And now let us get to the, when you take them to Devrumpula, show them, go along with them inside, show the Buddha stupa, take them back, show the place, show the artwork on the walls there. And when you are showing, make sure you also narrate this to the tourist. Again, I'm telling you, chauffeurs and guides, please do not be at the vehicle. Please go along with the tourist inside and keep involving, keep engaging them in the discussions. So, and then please take them to Vibhishana also. Tell them this is the place where Lakshmana crowned Vibhishana, and Vibhishana, show them. And people generally, the habit of the tourists, when they go to Vibhishana temple or Katragama temple, they may expect to see a murti or a vigraha or a statue inside. So tell them before itself there is no statue, because they will not be surprised. So let us not give them any surprises. Tell them there is a cloth that will show. Of course, in Katragama, once 1 week in the entire year, they open the backside idol. So maybe I think in the Ashadam, during the time of I guess.
Yeah, it's not Katra.
And then coming to not in Valmiki Ramayanam, but in other Ramayanams, it also speaks about 4 lingams. It also speaks about 4 lingams. So that is Munneshwaram. Not Munneshwaram is not one of the four lingams. When Rama is on his way back to Ayodhya, when his flight, Rama goes back to Ayodhya in Ravana's Pushpak Viman and sends it back to Vibhishana. Okay, along with Vibhishana. So, including Vibhishana, they will go to Ayodhya and Vibhishana will come back. So, in that point, when he is flying on top of Munneshwaram, he feels that Brahmahatya Dosham is following him. So, he comes down at that place, so Munneshwaram temple, and prays to Lord Shiva, where the Shivalingam was already there, even from the times before Rama itself. Okay, Munneshwaram temple is not installed by Rama. It was there even before Rama itself. But the name Munneshwaram was given by Rama. Okay, earlier to Munneshwaram, before Rama, there was some other name. I don't remember the name. You can check with the temple authorities in Munneshwaram. They'll be helping you out with the name. So before Munneshwaram, it was some other name. The name Munneshwaram was given by Rama. And then the four lingams where Rama has installed is Manavari. So he got this thought of installing these four lingams at Munneshwaram. So one is Manavari temple, and the next is Tirukoneshwaram temple. Tirukoneshwaram temple is also the Shakti Pitam. Okay, when you go to Tirukoneshwaram temple, you can find Ravana also in the gold color statue there. Even the Ravana with the Veena you can find in the gold color statue. You can find Ravana. He is not having 10 heads there. He's having only one head. So the first one is Manavari. Next one is Tirukoneshwaram. Remember, Manavari temples closes by 12 o'clock. You should show it before it closes. So itinerary has to plan accordingly. And the third one is Tiruketishwaram. Tiruketishwaram. So for you to add this, because it is close to Manar, so you need to add Ramasetu also to cover this. Only then you'll be able to cover it. And the fourth one is not in Lanka. It is in Tamil Nadu, down south of India. It is Rameshwaram. So fourth one, anyhow, you will not be able to cover. Just tell them and leave it. So fourth one, they can cover it when they come to India. So I'm not very sure will audio will be playing it. So just listen to the audio, or just if it is coming up. So were you able to get the answers of all Ravana's questions, what he asked in the beginning? Just see, and then we'll go for the question and answer session.
My name is Ravana. What do you know about me? Do you know where did I come from? How did I become? I always wanted Sita to be happy. How did Hanuman find Lanka? Why Vibhishana went in support of Rama? Why did I fight with Rama? Why Sita and Agni-Pariksha? Get ready for my version, Ravana's version of Ramayana. My name is Ravana.
That's it. Everyone, we're open for the question and answer session. And today we have concluded the Ramayanam, and from tomorrow we'll be looking into the itinerary part and more of the tourism industry part. And we still have around 20 minutes at least. 20, no, we have almost close to half an hour. We have time.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Please tell your name and
Yeah, my name is Nadish, sir. I am a Hindi-speaking national guide. Actually, first of all, sir, I want to thank you giving such a very good, amazing experience regarding the Ramayana.
Thank you.
Actually, this is not the question. I have a few things to suggest you, sir, because you give us a lot of information regarding the Ramayana.
Yes.
But some things we cannot remind exactly.
I know. We'll try to make a complete video and we'll share it to the tourism promotion.
But sir, if you can do some favor for us, if you can make a point, because mainly who coming from the India, they want to visit the place. A lot of people, they know regarding the Ramayana, we don't want to explain them. But sometimes some people doesn't know what is this place and what purpose built this place and what is the main things. So then we can explain them shortly because they doesn't want to listen such a long stories. So and I need to suggest you, sir, if you can make a point wise. I mean, for the example, if you go to the Khatragama temple, the Khatragama temple important for this. Just a short information.
That work, Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau is already working. I am also trying to give the content for them. There is a booklet coming up, so where every place will be giving the complete description on what you have to tell. A small narrative of the story is also coming up. So you have to keep that booklet for a easier, better understanding.
Yeah,
So,
because sir, mainly we are going every time Trincomalee and Khatragama, Agni Pariksha place, Ashokotika, like a very popular place. We are going. We know that place. We don't want to read articles because you tell us a lot of information regarding that place. Then we are updated about that place also. So, but we don't know a lot of places in Sri Lanka. It is belongs to Ramayana trail.
yeah.
So that kind of places we must know before we go into that place. Then when the client asking for the example, there's a lot of place in Jaffna area also belongs to Ramayana. So
Yes.
exactly we don't know because we are not going every day Jaffna.
Yes.
And some tour we are going to Jaffna, but we are staying only 1 night or 2 night maximum. So
Yes.
we can't complete all the places.
Yes.
But we can tell them inside the bus or inside the vehicle.
Yes.
There's a lot of places like this, and we don't have a time. But this is belongs to Ramayana. These places are important for this, like
Yes.
that. So I
Yes.
am expecting kind of the short notes, all
Yes,
the places.
will be given. The notes and description will be given. So, and when the tomorrow we'll be discussing on both the DMC part and the guides part also tomorrow and day after tomorrow, both days. So, how to prepare the itinerary, and when you're traveling with the tourist, how to engage them in the storyline. So, I don't recommend the guides to just keep quiet in the vehicle, just go to the place and tell this is Sita temple, just go and see and come back. No, that should not happen. So you should start telling. I know people knows the story, but still it is your duty to tell them they have come all the way to Sri Lanka, not only to see the places, they have come to experience those old good days. So they want to experience Ramayana. So you need to build that narration in the whole thing. So that is more important. We'll be discussing about the itineraries tomorrow.
Bala sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, Mr. Kumar.
Good evening, sir. Just I have
Good
got
evening.
3 questions, but one by one I'll ask from you.
Please,
The
please.
first question is, what happened to Surpanage after the war?
What happened to Surpanaka was actually not very clearly mentioned in the book. Even I was having this question. So what happened to Surpanaka, I couldn't find it very clearly after the book, in the book. But let me put the same question to the other team members in the Ramayana research. Let me try to get the answer for you.
The second
Even I was
question
having
is,
the same question for quite a long time.
the second question is, Bala sir, the Agni Pariksha, you were preparing at the Durimpole, but I come to know like a lot of Indian customers who are coming on a Ramayana Yatra, they were telling that Agni Pariksha took place in India too. So is there any contradiction?
No, that is yes, Agni Pariksha took place in India too. That is a different episode. That is at the climax of Uttarakhand. That is a different scene altogether.
Right.
Okay,
right.
so after Rama comes, this is what happened in Lanka is over. So afterwards, there is another episode. So Sita, when she was pregnant, she goes into the forest again. So that is again a different story. So it's a completely different story. She gives birth to Rama's twin children called Kusha and Lava in the forest, and they were all brought up in Valmiki's ashram. So that is where Valmiki, Sita was there in Valmiki's ashram. learning about Kusha and Lava were learning Ramayanam from Valmiki. So, and after handing over Kusha and Lava back to Rama, Sita says, I am done with my life. The purpose of my coming onto the earth is completed. So I have come onto the earth to do this thing, and the Ramayanam happened, and the Ramayanam is also narrated to Valmiki. Somehow we are transferred to Valmiki, and Valmiki has made it into the book, and it is Kusha and Lava are going to circulate this message across the world. So my work of me coming onto the earth as complete. So let me go back, and she does the Agni Pariksha at that point in time. That's a different story altogether.
All right, thank you. And the third question is, Bala sir, regarding about in Trincomalee, there is a name called Ravana Culvert. So what is about like Ravana Culvert?
What is it in Trincomalee?
Ravana Culvert.
That is about the
Ravana rock. Yeah, Ravana rock.
Yeah. It is considered when Ravana did his penance. The Trincomalee temple has multiple importance. One is that Ravana has done his penance also there.
Okay.
So there's one story that during his penance, he is able to break the entire hill into two parts. That story was there. So it is a place of Ravana doing penance, Rama installing the lingam, the second one, and it is also Shakti Peetham. That is the importance of Tiruvannamalai temple.
Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And in the itinerary, kindly all the DMCs who are there, please do not mention it as 3 different points. Mention it as one point, as one temple, having all these stories involved. When you put it as 3 different points, and when you show only one place, the tourist is likely to be offended. So let us not hurt them in that.
Right. I think, Balay sir, like I also recently read some articles about like the Ravana rock underneath the sea. There was a Lingam temple was built by Ravana. That's what I also come to know. So I don't know how far it's true, but there's apparently the lot of researchers says like they couldn't find the real deep of that particular point. So that is also we have to consider on that.
Yeah, that is one happening, sir. Actually, I already spoke to some of them, the Jivana and Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau, and all. There are few places. So we are also working with the Jaffna temples. So recently, Mr. Jivana has personally visited the place and brought some details from the temple head or temple priest in Jaffna. So where their ancestors were living, they're able to retain the story since past 500-600 years. The same family is running the temple. So from them, Jivana is able to pull some details. So to the knowledge, we cannot confirm it at this point in time, but it is found that there are few places in and around Sri Lanka which the landscape of Sri Lanka is not the same like how it is. So a lot of places which has gone under water. So a few places near Devundara temple, places are submerged. So what is this? Some places near Tiruvannamalai were submerged. Some places near Maharavana and Kudaravana, inside the waters got submerged. So we got some hints from some scuba divers that there are some findings there, but we didn't. No one has explored it actually. So tomorrow there is one guest coming to us. So you all might be knowing the Ramayana tele-serial, which is very popular in India, right? So that got re-telecasted during this COVID pandemic time. And again, it took the maximum number of viewership, record viewership at global levels. So she is from their family, one of the youngest from their family. The director of that particular serial, the most popular Ramayana serial that casted in India, was directed by Sri Ramananda Sagarji. So her granddaughter is Gauri Chopraji. So she is likely to come tomorrow. So you can have some casual interaction with her about the experience of making the film of telefilm there, all this stuff.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Balaji, sir.
Yes. Mr. Yogaji, I think you are in Italy.
Yes, this is yoga is
And you are in
DM
Italy right now.
and to operator in Europe. So going forward to sir, tomorrow when you explaining the tour itinerary, please try to indicate for European travelers what is a suitable itinerary means they are in a short period with a combination with other destination, because we are based in here. Also the tour operator just to include the Rama, the very important area. Most of the time we are covering Norelia and Kandy, and we don't have enough time to do the tour in Trincomalee in this area. So if you could tomorrow while explain to us that
those are covered, yes.
Give
Mr. Yoga, your
more
voice
indication, main important for us. So it is.
Mr. Yoga,
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Audible properly.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. Tell me, please.
Okay. No. Tomorrow, while you are explaining, going forward to the tomorrow, while explaining the itinerary, try to give us the
We are lost.
the spot where we can collect for the European. Yes.
No, your voice is cracking. It's not audible properly, but I understand that you are suggesting me to give the itinerary plan or a suggestion in such a way that even the Europeans can be handled properly for Ramayana in the combination of Ramayana things. Am I right, so? I think we lost you, sir. We're unable to hear you, sir, Mr. Yogi. Okay, Edwin, can you just check with someone else?
Yes, sir. Vasanta is waiting.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. Yesterday, I found I got the Ravana's family tree.
Yes, Mr. Vasanta, I got your message. You have message to the admins also. You want the family tree of Sita and Rama as well. Am I right?
Correct.
Yeah, I will be sending it to you, sir. I have to send it. I will send it to you.
It was very useful. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, this morning admins have forwarded your messages to me. So I'll work out, and by the time we finish our sessions day after tomorrow, I will share you the family tree of Rama as well.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Tell me, please. Hope you are liking the sessions.
Yes, definitely. Just wanted, a few points. So yesterday, I think the person called Kumar who spoke just before was telling that there was information on Sri Lanka.travel website about Ramayana and itinerary and all. I tried to find, I couldn't find a way to access.
I think on the Sri Lanka.travel, it's not on Sri Lanka.travel. In Sri Lanka.travel, you have another place called Ramayana Yatra somewhere. You need to click on that sublink. Only then you can do it actually.
I couldn't find. If Kumar could share the link, that would be more useful, right?
I will do that. Definitely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The second thing is, I think you have said earlier that there were 53 sites in Sri Lanka. Is it correct?
Yes, there are more than 50 sites. So the count is increasing, 53 or 58. It is close to 60 sites now. So out of which we have not covered all the sites. Tomorrow when the itinerary comes, we'll try to plan in certain way. Tomorrow you'll be getting more idea on it. So of all the 50 plus sites, all the sites are not having road access. So we need to see the amenities also. So on the en route, road and semi-road access, whatever we have, those has to be covered. And by end of the day, by evening or night, before the sunset, we should be able to bring the tourist to a place where they can comfortably stay. So that challenge is also there. We cannot make them stay in the forest under the tents, etc. So we have to bring them back to the place where there are amenities. So, so that is also a challenge when we are making an itinerary. So tomorrow we'll try to cover I will suggest you one itinerary. That doesn't mean that is the only itinerary. You can make much better itineraries also. I'll try to suggest you one itinerary where trying to cover maximum number of places in the stipulated time, just as an example. So as the days goes by, then we can increase the number of, as the infrastructure inside the country, as it increases, we can improve or increase more number of sites and things. So the itinerary part, you'll get more clarity tomorrow.
Okay, but I'm sorry, maybe we are numerous to ask the same thing, but if there is no description ready, at least if there was a list with the name, we have chauffeur guides, we have people who might know these places.
It's already ready with Sri Lankan Tourism Promotion Bureau.
Sorry?
List is already ready with Sri Lankan Tourism Promotion Bureau.
Okay, but I don't know where to find it. I tried to Google some, Ramayana sites and everything. I couldn't find a list of like 50 or 60 sites so far.
Okay.
Where
are you located? Are you located in Colombo?
I am in Vaticalo,
okay,
in the eastern part of Sri Lanka.
You are in Vaticalo on the eastern part of Sri Lanka. So how often you reach to the Colombo main city? Very rare?
As less as possible.
As less as possible, because I think you need to drop into on the Galle Face Road. Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau office is there. I
suppose if they have the list, they can email.
Yeah, let me check. I'll put the word. I'll put the word to
maybe
the respective people. I'll try to collect the document from them and share it across to you.
Because the other thing also is, okay, it's good that SLTDA is preparing a publication about all these sites, but we don't know how much time. Maybe we should ask Jivana for when it will be ready.
Ma'am, you need to understand one thing, because they're all working hard, but unfortunately, because of this COVID pandemic situation, so Tourism Board is also taking care of the call centers for the COVID struck foreign tourists. A lot of foreign tourists who are stuck up in Sri Lanka. So their safety is also taken care by the same promotion bureau. So people are getting, they are overburdened now. So seeing the regular activities and also the supporting the COVID pandemic situation. So that is also there. So, but they are also working toughly. And you'll be getting the details. If they don't send it, don't worry, I will be sending it.
Yeah, because okay, they are very overburdened by all this. We are very free these days because we don't have guests, so we have time to think and to organize, and so as soon as we can get the sites, it's more useful for us.
Sure.
And the other thing, I searched for your book, and I could find only Kindle. I think Kindle we can't.
Yes, only Kindle. The physical copies are all sold out, but physical copies are available in UK and US. Physical copies are only available in UK and US today. So all the copies in India got sold out. We are trying to reprint it. So next time when I come to Sri Lanka, I will try to find some publisher there if he can print it for you locally and make it available locally. It will be more better for all of you. So next time when I come there, I will definitely speak to some of the publishers there in Sri Lanka.
Okay.
And if you wanted, you can download it from Kindle. From Kindle, you can anyhow download it.
Yeah, but we can't print, or we have to read on the phone, or it's a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We like to have the hard copy. So
hard copy, yes. It is always good to have a hard copy. So next visit, I will make sure that I will visit to some of the local publishers. So if we print it in India and then export it to Sri Lanka, it will become too expensive. So we'll try to make it comfortably available in the local market itself. Let me see. Next time when I come down, I will talk to the publishers.
Sure. We can give you some address of printers also. No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Debrain, if you are able to send you an email privately, then I can send you that like the list of places of Sri Lanka where the Ramayana places. Yeah.
Great.
I don't know how to send you email privately.
Okay, just go to the chat. There is a bottom. There is a chat option, and then there you drop down. There's everyone. Instead of everyone, you select Mr. G. Kumar, and then send the message.
I'll try. Thank you.
Yes. Or else, Mr. Kumar, may I know what is your registration ID?
DSL 7039.
1 minute. DSL
7039.
7039. Mr. Kumar. And Madam, your full name, please. DSL 2840 is your ID.
Yes.
And
Sandrina.
Debru,
My
okay.
Sandrina.
I'll share Debru's email ID to Mr. G Kumar and Mr. G Kumar's mail ID to Debru. I have it in my registration sheet.
Thank you.
Admin, I think you can do that. DSL
Yes, sir.
7030.
Okay.
DSL 7030's email ID has to be shared to DSL 2840.
Yeah, okay, sir. I will send it. Yeah.
Job done.
Thank you.
The next. Any more questions, please?
Uh,
I think today will be more relaxed. We still have another 10 minutes. More relaxed. Tell me how you felt the whole session, and is it makes any sense before attending the session and after attending the session? Do you find any change in the whole perspective? Itinerary part we'll be discussing tomorrow. That is still pending. That is more important. Itinerary part and how to capture the market. So both the points we'll be discussing tomorrow and day after tomorrow. So I hope that at least one person, Gauri is anyhow coming tomorrow from the family, and we'll try to bring one more professor or scholar who is working on Ramayana, perhaps from the Europe or US region. We'll try to bring one professor or scholar from there also.
Sir, Sujiva is
Yeah.
on.
Yes, I'm Sojiv De Silva.
Sujiv, please.
Regarding that web page, Sri Lanka, that web article from Sri Lanka to travel that contains the places important.
No, I didn't get you. I didn't get you, Sujiv, please.
Yeah, this sorry about that. This web page from Sri Lanka to travel that includes the important places on the Ramayana trail. If the admins can put, if they can post the web address in the chat group, I think it will be
Yes,
useful.
yeah, I will try to put it in the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, and even that booklet that SLTDA is preparing, if they can upload the PDF to
Yes,
some
I'll suggest that to Stringer.
Okay, sir. Thank
So
you.
I'll just conclude what you said. You want the link of Sri Lanka travel on Ramayana on the chat group, maybe on the WhatsApp group. I'll try to put it. And once the booklet is ready from them, you want a soft copy of that to be shared to all of you.
Yeah.
These two I will be taking. Don't worry. Yeah.
Thanks.
Sir, please, Mr. Malz, please. You can unmute and talk, sir. Please unmute and talk, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. In the chat, one Kasun has asked. I think admin may not have seen. I'm just reading. He's asking whether Adam Speak has anything to do with Ramayana. That is one.
We are not very sure about the Adam Speak, sir. Adam Speak is what you call as Sri Haripada, am I right?
Yes, Sri Pada.
Sri Pada, yeah. Sri Pada.
Lord Buddha's, yes.
Yes, we are not very sure. I'm not very sure on that part. Sir.
Right. Then there is also someone has written W.S. D'Souza. I have sent some clarifications on email, but the mail got returned. I think several complained, even I sent a mail and it got returned.
I think, admin, you have to see that. So if in case you are not able to send it in email, please send it in the WhatsApp to the admin and he will be communicating to me. No issues. And admin, please try to solve this issue because this is the second time we are getting a complaint on the email.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, that's all.
Guys, are you able to see me? Because my video got stuck for me. But you are able to see me?
No.
No, you are unable to see me. So my video got stuck.
Yeah, we can't see you.
I think there is some problem from my side. I'll be rebooting my system. I'm making you as the host. I will just reboot my system and log back again. Okay.
Hello everyone. I have texted my WhatsApp number in the chat. Please take a look and note the phone number.
Sorry, please repeat it. I didn't hear.
Yeah, I have text my WhatsApp contact number in the text box, chat box in the Zoom. Please check it and keep in touch with me if you have any doubts.
Yeah, that's what I want to ask. Where to find the WhatsApp?
Yeah, WhatsApp.
How to find your WhatsApp number?
Yeah, I have texted in the chat box, right? See once in the chat box. I have texted right now.
919. That's the number, right?
Yeah, plus 919704 977979.
Thank you.
Yep.
I am back. Hope you're able to. Can you hear me? I'm back. Yeah, great. Sorry, there was some problem. I have to reboot my system. Yes. Any more questions, please?
Bala sir.
Yeah, who's this?
Yeah, the Kumar here again. Kumar Sidambaram here. Just curious because the Sundara Kandam is very on the Kandam is very quite popular. It says during our school time and also a lot of people in South India, they believe during the pregnancy time to read that Sundara Kandam for the wives. So what is the connection?
It is again Ramayana is made of 5 different parts. So what they believe, what you have said, I've heard it many times. So it is believed who are in, not only the pregnant women, even for the old people, all this stuff. It's a belief what they have. That Sundarakanda is one great narrative which keeps the people's mind soft or peaceful. So when they start reading it, they feel it peaceful. That's what they believe, and that's why they suggest to read or listen to Sundarakanda in the times when you are feeling unhealthy or during the time of pregnancy or etc. So to keep your mind peaceful, they suggest you to read Sundarakanda. So it's purely a belief and liking towards the scripture. That's all. It's nothing in particular. Nothing in particular.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sunilji, you want to say something?
Yes, 2 things. Now, just the question asked seconds before about that Sundarakandam reading while during the pregnancy time. It's a practice in, especially in South India.
Yes.
It's almost like now in Sri Lanka also there is a custom that during pregnancy time reading some stanzas from Angulimala, Buddha's time. Angulimala Pirida, that means they are chanting some stanzas from the Buddha words, Buddha preachers. So that's something very much similar to that. And other one, there was a question about the Adam Speak. Adam Speak is known as the Shiva Padam by the Hindus here in Sri Lanka. Shiva Padam. They believe that God Shiva had placed his footsteps there. That's the Hinduism. And Adam Speak had simultaneously three contacts which you mentioned about that Trikuta Parvata. 1 or 2 days before.
Yeah.
Trikuta Parvata exactly is Adam Speak, Laggala, and Tirupuraneshwaram. So
can you repeat that, sir?
Yeah, Adam Speak, Laggala or Lakegala, that is the target rock, Ilakkagala.
Lakegala and?
Lakegala and Tirupuraneshwaram.
Trikoneshwaram.
Yeah, this Lakagala is quite with a quite height, and once you go to the top, usually we do not go. It cannot be approached, but on a very clear sunny day, from there you could see exactly this both tips of the mountains, Adams Peak and Tirukoneshwaram as well. So that is known as Trikutam.
Okay, so it means lastly, what is the last point you told, sir? I didn't get it. So you can see
Adams Peak from Laggala.
Okay.
That was the point where Ravana was killed.
Okay.
That for that in the nearby locations there is one place called Dunuvilla.
Yeah, Dunuvilla, Lake of Arrows.
Lake of Arrows, from where Rama had fired his Ramastaram.
Okay.
Sorry, Brahmastaram arrow.
Yeah.
The final the final arrow which with which Ravana was killed, and in the nearby location there is a place called Yahangala. Yahangala is the place where Ravana's body is believed to be under the deep sleep, placed.
Okay.
So with all those places, all those places are surrounding the Laggala area, and this from this particular place Laggala you could see onto the east, that is Tirukoneshwaram, and onto the west south, that is Adams Peak.
Great.
And Adams Peak is known for Hindus here as Shivapadam.
Okay. Nice, sir. Thanks a lot for that enlightenment. Yeah. Edwin, can you find anyone else?
1 minute, sir.
Hello.
Hello. Mr.
Hope
Mohan.
you can hear me, sir. It's me. I'll on my video just.
Yeah, hi, Mohan, sir. Yeah, I can make it up. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Super. I'll switch off the video because so that it will be clear. Sir.
Yeah. No problem. Yes.
Okay. Now, other than Ramayana tours, I do some other tours like people are from Europe, and while I was explaining them that Ravana took the aircraft and abducted Sita Devi to Sri Lanka, and then again at the latter part of the story, I tell them that okay, Hanumanji made the bridge with the help of the other. After listening to your story, all this time we were telling only Hanumanji made the bridge, but Nala and that all those stories yesterday you told us, so it's very clear now. Then they sometimes very few like several times they ask me, how did Suparnaka went and meet Rama and Lakshmana? What was the maybe I missed the part of that your lecture. Please.
I'll tell you. So yeah. Suparnaka has not gone from Lanka to Lakshmana's place. All this stuff. So Ravana being in Lanka as the capital island, he was also governing many other parts of the world. Okay. At that time, certain forests were not under the control of any king. So in the place of Dandakaranya was in some places of these forests were under the control of Ravana's kingdoms. So Surpanaka was actually is more like a governing or a collector, or whatever you can say, governing person of this Dandakaranya under the Ravana's kingdom. So it was Rama and Lakshmana who have traveled through the forest, have come into the Dandakaranya, which is again the part which is ruled by Surpanaka herself.
Oh, I understand.
Okay, and then they find Surpanaka finds Rama and Lakshmana. So at later stage, all these scenes happen. Kara, Dushna coming, 14,000 battalion coming, all this stuff happening, and after that, Surpanaka comes to Lanka and tells the scenario what happened to Ravana and Vibhishana.
Oh, okay, super. Thank you very much for the clarification. Sir.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
I have two questions. You said that so Ravana was ruling over some of the territory, even in Africa. You said earlier,
Yes,
I think.
yes.
Is there any record of this?
I think you need to read the research books of Mr. Nilesh Nilakant Oak and few others, because that is extremely deep into the research part. So if you want those research elements, then I have to check with few researchers in the team, and then I have to get you the links for that.
Because it looks a little bit extraordinary.
Yes, it is. It is. For example, you have to say, if you go to Mandodari's family tree, that is wife of Ravana, Mandodari's family tree. So there is again the relatives of Ravana, all this stuff. There are two people called Somali and Mali. So today we still have the countries with the same names, Mali and Somali in Africa. Like that, there was some link and work is going on. So the final concluded version is yet to come. Maybe another year or two, when the Encyclopedia Group of Ramayana announces a book, you will find in that. If not before that, if there is any research paper found, I will just definitely share it with you.
Okay. And
so anything which comes, I keep sharing with you guys. Maybe in the WhatsApp or in the email. I have all your email IDs now. So I keep sharing this information whenever it comes in. You can just keep going through.
Okay. Second one, how we can imagine a vehicle flying during that time?
So vehicle flying during that time. See, I want to say one thing. So we not very sure. There are a few sculptures, a lot of things. See, assuming that it is only the modern civilization, what we are studying today, are only the things we cannot say. For example, the Ayurveda was there for many years. So the plastic surgery was there for many years. Cataract surgery was there for many years. So Shushrusha was the saint who made this cataract surgery, plastic surgeries. So many surgeries were there. So if we say that surgeries were not there, surgeries have invented only the recent past, then we so it's somehow at some point we have lost the connect with our past. So earlier people used to say 10,000 years back there was no civilization, people are all hunter-gatherers. But now things are coming out, people at even 30,000 years back also, they are not hunter-gatherers, they have civilization, all this stuff. I think even Nilesh Ji has quoted one point that Sri Lanka is having the oldest cultivated seed. And that is referring back to around 50,000-60,000 years back. So we cannot, and when we say that we only, when did Dubai has started the proclamations of palm islands? It's in a very recent past. Only after that, even Singapore started building extension of city. Colombo has started extension of the city. But the same technology was used for building the bridge between India and Sri Lanka long back. So if we assume that they don't have this proclamation technology, then again, it is not that they don't have, it is that we don't know about them properly. So we don't know their technologies properly. We are studying our ancestors only now. So all this while we forgot the history in the past.
Okay.
Yeah, sir, PJB, sir, please tell me.
Sir, I have one question. This is Sanjeeva.
Sanjeeva.
This is Sanjeeva.
Sanjeeva, I think you are sitting in the car and following us.
Yeah, yes.
You're in the car.
So
much dedicated.
Yeah. So the question is, you have told about the Dasavataram, so about Rama and Buddha as well. So is that mentioned in Valmiki Ramayanam, or is that mentioned after that?
It is mentioned in Bhagavatam.
Bhagavad Gita.
No, in Bhagavatam.
Okay.
It is mentioned in Bhagavatam.
So it's written about this Dasavataram.
Yes, it is written in Bhagavatam. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, do you hear me?
Yes, sir. I am able to hear you. Yes.
Right. About her question, That was about flying chariot, or Dandu. In Sinhalese we call Dandu Monora, and it's flying chariot. But in the term-wise, if we say Vimana, there were Vimana and Biman. Viman and Biman. Viman was something like 747s, and Viman were like 737s. Today, I mean, considering to today aircraft models, yes.
Smaller and bigger.
So, yes, big and small. So all those flying chariots were operated using this fuel was mercury, for your information.
Yes.
It was mercury, and with the support of the wind, the mechanically they handled wind with the support of mercury as the fuel. That's how they operated the flying chariots. That's
Yes.
the answer to part of our question.
Yes, the mercury operated fuel technology, it was
Yes.
there in the past, and now people are now thinking of bringing the technology back, looking in that direction.
Yes,
So
I
even for
agree.
the space also, they're trying to use that
That's right.
part.
Yes.
So now they are working on that. Our
Yes.
ancestors already have it.
Yes.
See, it is something like this. So it is not that it is not that our ancestors doesn't know. It is all about we doesn't know about our ancestors. That is one. So we always say Earth is round. So it is also called as Bhugol. So one of the person has asked about the Dashavataras. In Dashavataras, there is one avatar called Varaha avatar. So which
Yes.
is like a boar, like a pig, like a boar. So we always see that boar style of God carrying earth or a globe on top of him. So if you have seen that Varaha picture, you can just Google Varaha picture. You can find a boar lifting a earth in the round shape, and this images of a boar lifting earth is there coming from many centuries. So it was embossed during the Chola period. It was embossed during the many kingdoms in the past also. But if we say till the recent past, maybe in 16th or 17th or 14th century, till then European says that Earth is not flat, Earth is round, we don't know. It is only the misbelief. We
Yes.
already know it from many years that
Yes.
Earth is round.
That's
So just the Western may not be understanding that. So we are able to make it now. They're all picking it up from different parts.
Yes.
So it is already proven that the Cholas coins are having it. So Pandya's coins were having this Varaha Avtara with the boar lifting a round earth, and goal itself means round.
Technology-wise, we were at the helm of during that eras. The best example is, today at the houses we use tiles and granites, but which are machine cut neatly and nicely, so that you can't find any defective one. A similar kind of cuts could be seen at many heritage sites onto these granite pieces. That was, we had the technology of mixing certain these juices of the herbs and some kind of this
chemical cutting methodology.
Yes.
Chemical cutting method.
Yeah, they found it manually, and once they applied that on a line, they could with just like the breaking a glass, they could get the final cut. So it's the same technology we had on those eras. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sir. Thanks sharing for that. Any more the subject?
Sir, this is Sanjeev again. Yeah, regarding that Vimana thing, I have read one article about that. So it says they have written a book about Vimana. I don't know, it's in Sanskrit. There is a master in India. He used to read that book and he used to explain about that. So he's the one who wrote that.
He was in Karnataka before.
Yeah, exactly, sir. He's an old guy. So in that article, he told there was 5 or 6 things that used as a material to fly the Vimana. So some of them we can translate into modern languages, but I think 2 or 3 they can't describe what are the things what they use, such as gems or honey, those kind of things. So I think maybe we can find out more information about the Vimanam with that book. I'm not sure if you are aware about that book.
Information is there. The book is already available on Amazon. The Vimana Shastra book is already available on Amazon. With the book might not be complete, but with whatever available, so it is available on Amazon even today. So that was made by a Karnataka person. So even before, during the time of British rule across this region, so even before Wright brothers flying their first aircraft, there was another person who flew the aircraft on the coast of Mumbai. So, but somehow that was not got the patent ship. The Wright brothers got the patent ship. So it's different. And the technology what Wright brothers used was the modern aerodynamics technology. And the person who flew in Mumbai was using this mercury or chemical based fuel for flight. So, yeah, and there was a movie also shot in a couple of years back in India on this subject, on this particular subject.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bala sir, I think like today a lot of questions for you. Just regarding about, I just like I've been to Rameswaram a couple of times. It's like out of Sri Lanka, and Rameswaram I found out Bala sir, like there is Rama Tirtham, Agni Tirtham, Sita Tirtham. So like that's all that, and also in the temple, like Rameswaram temple. I like there was a 22 small wells like Ganga, Yamuna, Kaveri, and all that like small wells is situated surrounded by the Rameswaram temple, which is the water is almost taste of similar water of what you get it in Kaveri or Ganga or Yamuna and all that. Like you can feel the difference in between all the 22 wells which I experienced too. And come to that the important things like now apparently when I went to Rameswaram in the temple they said that Rameswaram temple was done and completed by King Parakramapahu, so who was ruled in Sri Lanka too. So like that the temple was it there I mean like this I mean like it's a question for me like Rama came and Parakramapahu built a temple. So, like, what is it? Like, how far?
I'm not very sure on this particular story, sir. But what I can say is, see, temple might have been built at the later part, but the lingam was installed by Rama. So now, even if you see Manavari temple or Muneshwaram temple, so you take Tiruketishwaram temple also. So in Sri Lanka itself, the lingam inside the main idol or the main murti inside was coming from many years. The temple might have been built, rebuilt, modified. The old things are removed. Tiles have been placed inside. So lights are being changed. Electrification is done. The temple keeps changing. Anyhow, it is going to be changed. So even if they don't disturb it, so it is coming from many thousands of years. So the places might have undergone many natural calamities also. Breaking of the temples also might have happened. There's a process, as per the Agama Shastra, there is a process of rebuilding the temple also. So lingams are carefully put in the same way, and the temples might have been changed. The surroundings of around that might have been changed.
Still, we can see that Spadigan Puja in the early morning at 4:30, which is Rama did the puja for that statue.
I remember when I was very young, I have been twice to Rameswaram. I didn't go in the recent past.
Yeah, and what is the connection? Yeah, it's very. I was also shocked, Bala sir, because of the taste of water in the wells. Like now, Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, Kaveri, and all that like names their wells, and the waters are different tastes. Like how that happened? How can that happen?
That's magic. I don't know.
So great thing. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Any more, please?
Hello.
Sir. Edwin, tell me, please. Any more?
Nothing, sir. That's all.
Okay, guys. Thank you. And tomorrow we are starting the itinerary part. So positively, before I start itinerary session, or before or after, I don't know. Tomorrow I'll try to bring at least 1 or 2 guests. One will be from the family of Ramayana serial who has made it. And one more person, I will try to bring some professor from the western part of the globe. So we'll try to bring them also to make you know how big is Ramayana market. So anyhow, thanks a lot. Tomorrow we'll see again at 3:30. So links will be sent, questionnaire will be sent as usual, and answer your questions today also. And tomorrow also there will be a question paper. That's all. Well, last 2 papers today and tomorrow are the papers. 8th day there will be no question paper. So thanks a lot. Please, if you have not finished your question papers, please finish it off in these 2 days. So please submit off all your papers by day after tomorrow morning 12 o'clock. That is on the last day, 1st of July by morning 12 o'clock. Hopefully you will be finishing all your papers and submitting all your papers. Thank you guys. Aibuan. Thumbs up. Admin, you can end the session for everyone.